Now to Amendment 4, which would automatically restore voting rights to felons once they have served their sentences. Supporters have tried to win this argument in the legislature and in the courts without much success, so now they've turned to voters. And Fox 13's Evan Axelbank explains the impact.
Coral Nichols is running.
Hi, is Natalie home?
But not for office.
Hi.
She's running to change perception.
The more people that I get to share my story with, the more people that look at me like, no way, you're a convicted felon.
Convicted in 2004, she served 5 years for embezzlement and will be on probation until next year. She then has to wait 7 years before going to the governor's clemency board. Then she has a minute to make her case. The board decides yes or no, voting rights or not. Amendment 4 would abolish the board and restore voting rights to those who have done their time in a fell swoop.
It's my voice. As a young child, I learned that my voice didn't matter. And it led me down a road to do some things that making poor choices.
Of late, the issue has gotten national attention.
The worst state of all concerning this and arguably everything else is Florida.
Several satire shows like Last Week Tonight point out the rules have roots in 1868 when the state's new constitution effectively banned ex-slaves from voting. Governor Christ reformed the process, restoring rights to 150,000 people. But Governor Scott tightened rules again, only restoring rights to about 3,000 ex-felons, just 10% of the cases they've heard. And they hear only 50 cases per quarter, with 1.6 million still banned.
Florida has been decided by fewer than 200,000 votes in 3 of the past 5 presidential races, so it's a meaningful number.
On the other side are those like lawyer Richard Harrison, who say restoring rights in one shot is a mistake.
It doesn't allow anyone to evaluate on an individualized case-by-case basis what someone has done and whether or not they have truly turned their lives around.
The issue also has a racial tinge, given a disproportionate number of those who are disenfranchised are African American. The governor says the current rules are about discerning who has actually reformed.
Can I get a high five?
Nichols will knock on doors until the election. Real reform, she says, can't come until one has a stake in society.
The problem comes when we continue to punish. When we continue to punish and you don't allow somebody to have a buy-in in something, then you increase the recidivism.
The fight over the right is on. Evan Axelbank, Fox 13 News.
Now, Amendment 4 would not apply to those convicted of murder or sexual offenses.